evening, everybody. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. We welcome you ringside for a much-anticipated bout. Let's set the table for you and get ready to dish up this big night of action. Just the opening round of 12 scheduled for tonight's bout. Teddy, if I put two fighters in front of you and said you can train, both these guys have equal talent, but you can train the lefty or you can train the righty, who would you pick?
Well, usually the lefty has a little advantage because you haven't seen them too often. And that's always going to be something that's going to really serve them a little bit. But they might not have an advantage in the business end of it. A lot of guys won't fight your fighter. And then what are you going to do?
Come on, kid, focus.
He missed by a mile. That wasn't even close by Pernell Whitaker. "90 seconds to go here in this round. Able to place the right hand in there. He engages in the clinch. Whitaker swinging and missing like he's at bat right there. That punch was nowhere near his opponent. Well timed by Pernell Whitaker. He took a step back, landed the counter punch.
Exactly what he wanted to do.
Final 10 seconds of round number one. And we come to the end of the round, and you know his trainers got to love that because they stress, hey, go out there and be smart with what you're doing. He was very smart about when to throw and how to land it.
And that's the key in the sweet science. Placing your punches, as you said, making them count.
Keep moving your head. Come on, keep moving.
Another flush shot lands upstairs.
Nice work.
Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. Good flush, straight left hand. No, his opponent got away from that uppercut. And that's what fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Good, strong uppercut. He comes right back with it after taking one. Defense easily turns into offense. Blocks a blow, sends an uppercut.
Move your head, move your head.
Whitaker's landing a combination here. That's what he does when he's at his very best. Whitaker's showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch. He comes back with the left hand again. Just 10 seconds to go here in the second round. How about that left hand? Whitaker's able to land at a good connect percentage. Look at the punch stats.
I need you to keep busy. I need more than one punch now. This fight is even, so I need to see more than one punch out of you.
And round number 3 is underway. Blocks that punch. blocks that blow, and then a counter uppercut. That's what Sweet Pea does best. Good counter punch.
Keep pushing.
Not the most accurate uppercut you'll see. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. Whitaker's doing a beautiful job here early on of counter-punching.
Yeah, it's going to pay off for him later on. You know, we talk about body work paying off for you down the road, like investing, putting money in the bank. Well, counter-punching pays off too because your opponent becomes a little tentative, and then down the stretch, he's not busy enough.
If there was a baseball umpire around, he'd call that a strikeout by Pernell Whitaker.
That's okay. That's all right. Now pay him back.
Whitaker's getting himself into the mix now, landing that left hand. Firing off the uppercuts. Great exchange. Takes a step back, and the counter punch by Pernell Whitaker.
Very similar to what you see Floyd Mayweather do. You know, make a miss, pull that shoulder back, and then come right back with the counter.
Pernell Whitaker's missing the mark by a mile. That just was nowhere to be found. And round 3 comes to an end.
Breathe, relax. How you feeling out there?
Whitaker's out in front as we take a look at Teddy's scorecard for the first time tonight, but they're still in a mode of just feeling each other out. Neither man has taken control of this bout so far. Whitaker's movement's really helping him out, avoiding that punch.
Keep that head moving. Move your head.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. To the head he goes with a left hand. Jab and a straight by Pernell Whitaker. Really wanted that uppercut, but just couldn't get it. Good defensive skill. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Blocks the headshot. Teddy, do you think the sport needs a national or international governing body?
Yeah, it's the only major sport, at least it used to be a major sport, that doesn't have that. And there's no unilateral control. And when there's no unilateral control across the board, well, you have too many spots that are weak for the sport, spots that do not serve the sport.
Not hitting his mark there, going upstairs. Good job with the old 1-2 by Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker's giving us a taste of some of that athletic ability, that hand speed right there. Good combination.
And his opponent, though, now is going to have to show us that he could do something to sort of, you know, adjust to this, to counter this. And that's going to be controlling range and timing because he can't match up with the physical hand speed.
Push your body, kid. Body shot.
Not able to connect with the uppercut. Whitaker's so dangerous with that accuracy. A 2-punch combination landing. End of the round, and that was a very good example of how to be efficient with what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a good example of how, as you say, Joe, he doesn't waste anything. You know, he wants to make everything count, but it gives hope that the other guy can come back because there's spots where you can out-hustle. While he's being so conservative, you could just outwork him a little.
Targets his opponent after blocking a shot. Turned that hook over, but couldn't turn it into a connect. That's a huge left he just scored with.
Clincy.
And banging away he goes. Maybe blow in all of boxing. That body shot is debilitating. He is down.
One, two, three, four, five. Get up, come on, get up.
Whitaker's corner needs to really get to their man after this round. They need to treat him after that knockdown. They also need to give him some sound advice. What's the advice you'd give him?
Well, first of all, if they're going to get the chance to get to him, he better move his head. But the advice I would give him is, hey, you go out this next round and you kill some time. Tie him up a little bit right from the beginning. Don't worry about losing the early part of the fight or the early part of the round. Just get yourself back together.
All right, what's the answer here, Teddy? I mean, time and time again, he is getting hit with headshots by that right hand.
The answer's not going to help him. The answer is to go back to the gym and be taught properly how to get away from that punch. Probably too late now.
Good solid 1-2 by Pernell Whitaker.
Unload, more punches.
There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds.
Breathe. You need to see the combinations from him. All right, let's throw the combinations. This fight is way too close. Let's throw the 1-2.
Pernell Whitaker's bounce is back in his step. The start of a new round, coming off a round in which he really took some punishment.
Well, that's what being a great...
Oh! And he goes down again. Will he get up from this?
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7.
Whitaker's climb back up from the canvas may inspire him.
Let's see some more head movement.
Teddy, there are opportunities that are here for him, aren't there?
Yeah, counterpunch opportunities because he's got an opponent who's walking in a little bit. Now he has a chance to start to chuck something back at him a little.
Each man able to land an uppercut. He just missed that shot up top. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Reaching the halfway point of round number 6. Well, supposed to be fighting, but instead he's hugging. Nice work blocking that, and then an uppercut of his own. He scores with the jab there.
You know, Joe, a lot of times you think about a jab being used by an outside guy, but to get inside, you need a cover. And there, right there, was the cover.
Wow, what an uppercut. That right hand serving him well.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Jab, uppercut, both upstairs. Blocks a shot and then lands an uppercut of his own. I don't know, Teddy. It just feels like one of those nights, one of those fights where somebody's getting hurt, where this is not going to the judges' scorecard.
I feel like I'm in Coney Island watching one of those hot dog eating contests where somebody's going to try to eat 50 of them, 60 of them. In other words, he's not worried how he's going to feel at the end of the night.
Just keep working, and this is your fight. Don't get lazy out there, all right? Don't get lazy. We're winning this fight.
Halfway through the scheduled rounds here. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Oh, everybody will tell you, you can't get away with that. What a big, wide, sweeping whiff that was.
Well, you can get away with it if the guy doesn't want to throw back, but if this guy wants to start throwing back, then you're not getting away with it.
A little something of his own. Blocks a shot, brings back the uppercut. And now he's acting like a fighter. Coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Not an accurate, good, solid right hand lands. Pernell Whitaker showing you that sublime. Look at that! How about that? He goes from being the victim to handing out the punishment. Down he goes, now up he gets.
And if he wants to stay up, he's going to have to grab on, kill a little time.
Thought he had his target, but way off to the side with the uppercut. Crashes home with the uppercut. A well-placed, gutsy uppercut after being tagged.
Use the jab, use the jab.
Hey, shake it off! Relax, relax. Relax, you gotta relax. You gotta move out there. All right, move.
Got any more of these?
Okay, keep moving. Breathe now, breathe. You good?
Seven rounds complete. Teddy's scorecard has it even, and that's fitting because they have traded knockdowns so far tonight.
And what's going to separate this fight, Joe, is there's been a little bit of clinching going on the last couple of rounds. Whoever does not accept the clinches down the stretch, I think that person is separating himself and getting into the winner's circle.
Whitaker's got a way of just getting away from that punch. You know, you go out there, a fighter like this, you were just knocked down in the last round. Now you got to go out there, you got to prove to your opponent, hey, I'm fine. You got to prove to the whole arena, hey, look at me, I'm fine. You also have to prove a lot to yourself, though, don't you?
Yeah, but you have to remember, that's a good question, but you have to remember this fighter has been there before. So just remember, I have dealt with it before. And then you have to beat David Copperfield. A little bit of a magician, a little smoke and mirrors, and con your opponent. Let him think you're all right. Let him think you even want to fight when really you just want to buy a little time.
Little head hunting with the left. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot, and then comes back with an uppercut. Return to sender with the left hand. Well, you could see what he wanted to do there, but unable to land that body shot. Throws a counter punch there.
Good job.
He digs in with an uppercut after blocking that shot away. You can almost see it just by the way a fighter sits down on their stool at the end of a round. As we come to the end of this round, you can tell that he's full of confidence and he can't wait to get right back out there and continue doing what he's doing.
Well, you're right. The first thing that I noticed is his back's not leaning against the corner pad. You know, that's a defeated fighter. That's a fighter. He don't want to go back. Something bad happened to him. You know, he's leaning back like that. You have to pick him up from the stool. He's got all his weight forward. He can't wait to get going. You know that he's positive. You know that he had a good round.
Teddy, when you've been in the corner in your career and you have a charge who is not making a lot of contact, what do you tell him?
The first thing I tell him, Joe, is shorten up your punches a little bit. The other thing I tell him is he's making you miss, so you know what? Feint him a little bit. Get a false move out of him. Get a premature move. And when he moves, then time him. Now you're going to catch him.
Side to side.
Whitaker's coming up with the answers, avoiding that punch.
Uppercut. Uppercut is wide. Uppercut, baby. Come on.
What a nice combo by Pernell Whitaker. Oh! He is leveled. How could he possibly get up from that? He's not going to. This fight's over. It's over. By way of knockouts, your winner, Pryor. That's what you want to see, a guy who can close the show and finish with style. He ends up a knockout victor tonight.
And that's what his trainer wanted. His trainer was even telling him, step it up a little bit, because he knew this was possible, and they got it.
Yeah, good one for the fans. Glad you tuned in to see it with us. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas saying thanks for being with us.